We're not alone down here.
The door closes. But
Yeah.
you can't see the door that you heard open, and on the second time you heard it, it was the door to the power supply.
And I'm assuming that Giannis has like a light on his weapon.
Nope, it's a big magnum like
Where's
yours.
my medical pen?
Yeah.
Does anyone here have flashlights?
The captain reaches into her bag.
Point into the mess hall, see if you can see anything.
You can see the table and the chairs. Nothing looks like it's stirred or necessarily out of place. The glow from the shipping bay kind of still lights up. You can see the like periodic like red flashes of the emergency condition on some of the displays, but that's about it.
Hey, military man, why don't you go check that out?
Talking to me. I'm not in the military.
No, but you got a big gun.
So do you, Tex. And he kind of like pulls his out, just kind of like, excuse me, and like presses past the captain. Kind of like looks at her gun, and then like looks at you, like get a fucking handle on that. If I'm going out here,
why am I in charge of the captain?
Kind of like steps out. And then like steps out of your line of sight.
A little barrel roll.
I'll watch the rear.
There you go.
Heyo.
It's pretty nice. He's a fit guy.
Just
and now that he's turned around, yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a very nice brute glute.
Yeah. Glutes.
Can I light up my visor and just see if like I know it does like this is not like a magic visor that is like heat seeking or whatever, but also I feel like it picks up people and like
lifelines,
and so I just want to like look around and see if there's like
that it's very close range in the way so that like you're like it's for the use of a medic, so it's like within 5 feet, maybe 10 feet. Like you could maybe start. It would do the like face matching thing, like it or like the face recognition in the dark. Like that's what it would do. Like so you kind of like you flip your visor on and you're just kind of like trying to tweak the settings to get like a little bit more range out of it. You manage to kind of like extend it to 10 feet and you just see the captain kind of like 2 marks of stress as like the sweat just kind of like beating down her face. Just well, not at this moment. 2 from since last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Which is she's doing pretty good. You can tell like the Napaline's like ready to wear off from a few hours ago, but it's definitely keeping her nerves down at this moment because I mean something ran into this building and you're trapped underwater. She's doing pretty good for herself.
Fair enough. A quick just like game question.
Mm-hmm.
So we can use our personal items to like relieve a stress. How do we do that? Like
you can just kind of like RP that like moment that you take to like focus in on it, and you can like during like I think it's like called like a short job, and not quite the whole shift. So shift is like 6 to 8 hours, and like a job is like a few minutes. So you can like take 5 or 6 minutes to kind of like mellow out on your item, and that's kind of how that works.
So it wasn't like so I was like, oh, I passed my little worry doll to her. That was me doing
it definitely helped. It helped her not get any more stress.
Yeah.
She's got a few minutes at least.
Because now I only have 10 worry dolls.
But then when it comes to an encounter, it's like seconds.
I need a lot of worry dolls. This is why I'm calm, okay?
Will you guys follow Jonas? What would you like to do? Jonas is now out in the dark mess hall, gun drawn, ahead of you guys and out of sight.
Right behind him, kind of facing in the opposite direction, watching the 6.
Mm-hmm. As you step around, you look at that door. You see that it's clearly been opened recently, just based on the like dust and the distress around the door. You can like smell a more like unique, more like it's like metallic earth, like as if you were like mining the ores from deep in the earth.
Any
And
footprints?
it's wet. You do not see any footprints.
Any markings on the wall? Perhaps blood, maybe a hand mark?
Um, Give me an observation check. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that's the best one here. Or survival, either or.
One success. Thanks to the panic die.
As you kind of think that, like, oh, there's nothing there. You like something glints in the like flashlight as the captain kind of comes out and points it towards you. You
Yeah.
recognize just like a little bit of that like translucent goo that had been pulled out of that dude's wound. Is just
it's
kind of
fresh.
on the side of the door. Yep.
Shit. Yeah, we're definitely not alone here. Everyone, get ready. I don't know what is about to happen.
I draw just the tiniest gun.
Phew. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna like no joke, get behind Alan and like put my hand on his shoulder and like stay behind him because there's two people with guns in front of me. I don't want to be in the back. I'm just gonna like a kid in a haunted house clinging between the mother and the father. That's what I'm doing right now.
Kind of just, I'll look at her hand and be like, damn. You gotta at least warn someone you're about to do that.
Oh, sorry.
Your fucking hands are cold.
Sorry, they're clammy when I'm nervous.
Ivor, what? Sorry, what were you doing?
My gun is drawn, and I am with them also. So, I'm not on the front line, but by any stretch. But I am armed, and I am there.
You're in the back, my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
As you kind of like think.
Sorry. Just as a quick aside, I was looking for like kind of like special like character talents and things like that. I found one called The Black Dude Doesn't Die First. Can I take that? Am I allowed to take that?
No,
Too late.
Laws of
Ah! I really should have taken that one.
You know what? You kind of maybe want to die first, like I said before, because then you don't have to live through the trauma of having experienced that.
Oy.
Yeah, as all those like what could be considered at this point in history in 2183, archaic tropes that have long been
Everyone dies first. It's neither black nor white. Everyone
it's equality. Everything sucks for everybody.
Yeah.
we all die first.
Amazing.
You kind of like, oh shit, I'm like the last one. You like kind of like turn around, like even though you like checked thoroughly each one of these rooms and no giant alien creatures with like blue plasma rifles were hiding, you just like instantly taken back to the team building exercise you went to the gun range that one time on Anchor Point.
Yeah.
And although it was like a little bit jarring, it did inspire you to buy this piece, and you took it to the range, much to the amusement of your fellow co-workers. And one thing just pops into your mind as you like click off the safety.
Yeah.
Yes. Team building exercise. Put me in the back. That's fucking classic.
Team building exercise $24.99.
He's the moose.
You hear like a klaxon kind of like surface elevator descent activated.
It sounds like we don't have a lot of time.
Oh, but I think that's a good sign.
are we chasing this thing that just came in here? Why are we not running in the opposite direction?
Because we don't know where the other direction goes and how much danger is in.
Okay.
You guys have 2 hours until that elevator lands.
Okay.
Is there something you would like to achieve, or would you like to continue your search? You can program your communicator to have, like half an hour, 15-minute updates so that you know exactly when they're about to land, or when that elevator is going to.
I love that and hate that, so let's do that.
That's your job now,
as you guys
GM.
progress, I'm ready for it. I got a button on Sirenscape. So, what would you like to do?
I
think we need to have a conversation about that, because I don't want to hunt these things. I don't know what they are. I don't have any weapons. Like, we're not gonna. Like, we should find a place to stay and hide until we figure out what's coming down the elevator shaft.
look,
Whether we like it or not.
Not an alien.
If the stories are true, I don't think we're hunting anything.
No.
Well, that's not better. That's
You're right.
Worse,
Well,
right? You get that? That's worse.
Whether we like it or not, even if we're not hunting, we're being hunted, we should hunt back just to give a little bit of offense. Instead of waiting to die.
We don't even know what happened here. If we can get a level 2 clearance, there's a chance we could lock out the elevator or stop the
Which
elevator.
means in order to do that, we need to keep searching, right?
Okay, well,
I agree. I don't think there's anything for us
Which
here.
means our job here hasn't changed.
sure. But where can we look? Where do we still have access to? We can't access any of the points that have the key card thing, but what else is left to us?
And you all like turn and look at the door that had just opened by itself and closed by itself.
Excellent. Let's go there, I guess.
Yeah. Go on a spaceship, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Yeah,
This
right.
is technically a submarine now, so it's not quite the same now, is it? Okay. You've put your serious glasses on.
It helps me see. All right. I don't need to look handsome right now.
You still look handsome, don't worry.
But you do.
You do.
Well, be careful. Dr. Flattery will get you everywhere.
We're not gonna have an orgy on the ship while we wait for the video.
We got 2 hours to kill.
Yeah, on the elevator up. On the elevator up. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys
Y'all
did,
nasty.
I would say you could lose most of your stress, but gain new complexes.
I've got more long-term trauma, less
Yeah,
short-term trauma.
Alright.
Yeah. Back into the scene, the high tension, high intensity scene. You look to that door, last little bit of like goo residue just kind of like trickles down. The captain just kind of like takes a step forward and like, well, maybe it's best if some of us stayed here and some of us pressed on.
Split half and half. So be it.
Unless you have something you need to do here, I don't see why that's a good plan.
But so all of us don't die?
Oh,
I
so
suggest-
we're just playing odds then.
Mm-hmm. I suggest setting up some of those crates, but make sure you're not behind anything that goes boom.
I don't know what is more useful for me. I'm not sure whether going with the guns team so that I can help in the moment, or stay alive to help more later is a better idea.
I think if Guns team runs into trouble, you'll hear. Maybe.
Do we have any communication with each other? I know that we can't communicate anywhere else, but does anyone have like comms to each other?
I don't.
Captain pulls out her like little thing. Is like, this should work for short range comms. Is anybody else got a communicator with them? Or I think I saw you. No.
I
I
picked
do not.
drugs instead of communication for my
Just-
loadout.
You hear Jonas come in through the radio, just kind of like, "Hear you loud and clear."
Okay,
Well, there we have it.
so you'll case the corridor and see if there's anything in it, and then let us know that it's safe to come.
Yeah. Alan, will you come with me to the power module?
Oh
Yeah, I mean, there's no other one else that can do it.
And Jonas will stay here and protect you, too.
And
Jonas just
are
kind of
all
like
safe to
nods.
life?
If I'm safe, we're all safe.
All right.
Please be careful.
Shoot, why not?
Please let me know if you need anything.
Right.
Please,
Okay.
please don't shoot your gun unless you absolutely have to, Captain.
Right. I'll follow your lead, Alan. Mr. Brisbane.
Alan, you're sturdy. Keep her in check, okay?
Al is fine. You know that. All right.
And as you guys do that, you start to slowly like press forward into the door opens, like tiny little string flits out, and you guys press forward. Give me, if you'd like to move stealthily, we can make a stealth check.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
All
what
secret
would you like to do?
mobility, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
I have 2 successes and 1 failure on a stress test.
Oh, are we all rolling stealth? Because you're staying with me, Ivor, right?
Oh, sorry. Then, hey, whoa.
We can quietly hide. That'd be rad. But like,
Sure. If that's the case, then something bad has still happened.
Jim, do you want us to roll anything, or is this just for the away team?
If you're hiding, then roll for stealth.
I think we're at least being quiet.
Yeah. Then I rolled for
That makes sense, right?
and 2 successes and 1 failure.
So
a
sorry.
panic.
This is mobility that we're doing.
Yeah.
First?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll a d6, please.
Okay.
And add your current panic level.
Okay.
Oh
So that-
no.
And when it comes to sneaking in the dark, I had a 6, 6, 6.
Yeah.
Ah, it's the only time that's good.
And your also your ability adds a +2 die to that.
Yeah. I have 1 success, but I rolled a 1 on one of my stress dice.
Okay. That's okay. You guys are still pretty low in stress. So roll a d6 and add your current stress points to it. Tell me that.
Ay, ay, ay.
And I will read you the effect.
That's an 8.
That is also an 8 from me.
You
We're
start
gonna
to
panic
tremble
way together.
as you guys like hide and like you kind of like take these like they're just like the mess hall is pretty wide open. These are not like good hiding places. And you both kind of just like look at each other like that's not gonna help anybody. You both feel the effects of tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls during using agility suffer a -2 modification until your panic stops. And your panic can be stopped as like a part of an action. So the way we'll roll that is, and the best way to do that is actually with your signature items. We'll kind of go. So that was they've rolled stealth. You guys are panicking a little bit. We'll go back to them and we'll kind of like cut back and forth, and we'll use our like initiative order like that.
Okay.
So you guys look at each other and both start panicking a little bit.
Panic at the Disco.
As the door closes behind you, Alan, you just hear Captain Dar go and like hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
You also hear some like rattling because there's two shaking people in the next room. Like,
I think the hull's gonna collapse. You guys press on and open the door. Like the door slides open to the power module, and you look in. Like the lights kind of like slowly flickering. You see one of the like control computers kind of flashing in the center. You have the option to turn off the emergency mode and restore power to the facility. You'll also have the option to like reroute power
Yeah.
in here as well. You just see this like small nuclear reactor device, pretty common in these kinds of modules. It just toils away, unfazed by the state of horror in this place. And as you kind of look it over, it looks like it's in perfectly usable shape.
Perfect. Use it.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to see if I can get a few more lights here so we can at least see what's going on.
And as you press that, the lights just suddenly turn on for everybody else in the mess hall. The two of you just kind of trembling in your hiding spots, kind of like stand up, like, you know, like your head hits the table, kind of as you like are frightened by it. We're back to you guys. What would you like to do?
Okay, so like I think that once the like sort of panic sets in for Winnie, she's gonna stop paying attention to Ivor for a second and just sort of like I think that like the shaking in particular is like it's not that she's shaking because like the panic is being what is the words that are English? Like it's like the panic is making her shake, but the shaking is making her panic because her hands need to be steady because she's a medic, and so she's panicking on top of her panic because she's like, if I can't use my hands properly, then I'm fucked and everyone's fucked, and so I need to calm the fuck down. And apparently she swears a lot when she's panicking, and so I think she's gonna reach into her pocket and like she's just gonna like dump the whole baggie out of these like little teeny, like I don't know if like everyone who's watching knows what a worry doll is, but they're just little teeny tiny, like made out of like bits of fabric and like thread, and you're meant to like tell your worries and fears to them, and it's supposed to like take the worry off of you and put it into the doll, and it's adorable. So I'm just gonna like fucking like handful of these bad boys and just start like holding them and like counting them and like muttering maybe under her breath a little bit, but not loud enough that he would understand what she's saying, but like just trying to be like, okay, this is the worry right now, and just like organize her thoughts and be like, these are the worries, these are the things you can do about the worries, and like this is what's gonna happen. This is like we're gonna organize your brain into medic mode. That's happening right now.
Yeah, and as you do, you kind of look down and you're reminded of that time in like med school, like right before your big test, like 2 years early. Everybody like scoffed at you. You pulled them out and you remember your hands just shaking more violently than you've ever seen before, just come to a complete stop. And as that like memory kind of fills your mind and how well you did, you fucking smoked it. You corrected one of the testing professors.
I corrected the question on the test.
Yeah, you fixed it like mid test surgery, you know, like you were able to like calm yourself, and as you kind of like come out of that memory, you're like, nah, I'm the fucking best, and they need the best right now. Like this is a horrible situation and they need the best. And as you do that, you like almost like are closing your hands around the worry doll, the worry dolls, and your eyes kind of like open, the lights now fully on, some of the like entertainment things kind of flittering on, and you look over to see Ivor. How would you like to spend your?
Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, so I think my panic kind of resolves itself as a like I'm agitated, and I'm agitated by how agitated I am, and that like that vibe of like when you're like feeling like that, everything around you kind of starts to piss you off. So I see her like a trained medical professional, someone of like
Playing with
science
dough.
and logic and understanding, playing with tiny pieces of fabric and being like, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, and so like I kind of like I at first I was mad that like I couldn't hold my gun straight, and now I'm mad that like she's next
Can't point it at
to
her.
me. Like I can't point it at her, can't point it off the screen. And so I basically like I don't put my gun down, but it's not like aimed and ready at anything, and I'm just like fuck. I'm just like really like trying to like hold back my fear of death. And it's coming out as like just a very quiet anger. You know, the
give me a
usual.
Oh yeah,
give
just
me a
like
manipulation
repressed
check.
male anger that no one notices but you until you lash out at
Yeah,
someone.
yeah. That's mwah, yum 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 yum.
Yeah, give me a manipulation check to fool yourself.
I have a problem and I'm not seeing help about it. All right, let's see. Oh, it's too panic. All right, let's go.
Oh, we won't count your panic dice for this
Okay.
one because it's to like lose your panic. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah,
to
right.
stack.
Okay, good. Thank God. No successes, but also that fucking panic doesn't count. So here we go.
Yes, the panic doesn't count, but you feel like you still are carrying a little bit of that tremble. It's lessened, and you feel yourself under much better control, but you're still in a state of panic.
Okay.
Although it's like suppressed, like you see him like as you kind of like look up, you see him kind of like holding his gun, like kind of like hold his hand steady for a second, like kind of pull his hand away, and there's like a moment of like tranquil thoughts, and then his like hand just kind of like starts shaking again. You know, adjusts his glasses and kind of like looks around. There's not a whole lot of point in hiding in the not dark because it's now a lit room. Unless you guys wanted to transfer into another area.
No, that's fine. Do I need to roll as well to get rid of my stress stuff?
No, that's what your item did.
Oh.
So you you didn't get rid of your
Right,
stress.
right, okay.
You ended your panic. His panic was just decreased.
Sorry, what did you say?
His panic, he just managed to like decrease the severity of it.
If I like my panic is gone and now I'm like back to medic mode and I look over at him and see him like, you know, calm his hand and then it shakes again, can I like look around the room and like be like, okay, it's bright now, we're not hiding. Can I pull out my my space Walkman and turn on to like the lowest setting that is possible, and like pull out, I've got like a I don't know, like a fanny pack, a space fanny pack,
Sure.
full of holotapes, or magnetic tapes, I think they're called in this. I'm gonna pull one out and put it into the space Walkman. It's actually called that in the RPG, by the way. I'm not just making that up. And I'm gonna turn it on at the lowest setting, so it's very, very quiet. But you'll hear just some sort of like really soothing, like sort of like Southern blues, just playing out of it, and it does a thing that I wrote down. Hold on. I think F. Didn't write it down properly. It should give you a +1 to your manipulation roll. So you should be able to roll an extra dice to see if you succeed on that roll. Yeah, you're dancing to the music. It's there. Sorry, let me just find it really quick because I think I'm in the right spot.
I hear nothing. I'm somewhere else.
Yeah, you hear the whirring of a nuclear reactor.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't share with everybody. Just with the dude who has a gun next to me and is shaking. I feel like that's probably a good place to use it.
Just have it on comms.
Yeah, right. Just like fuck it. We can't be stealthy. Might as well go for it.
As you guys continue through the power module, you see a door that is labeled lab, and on the other side of the power module, you see another door that's labeled life support. Around this life support door, you see some of that familiar, like, translucent goo.
Okay.
And as the lights kind of like flicker on inside of the life support, you just see Captain Dar's eyes just kind of like widen, like, what is that?
What is what? And now I see it too.
Looks to you. As you look through, you see the like semi-organic but almost like mechanical shapes like growing off of the walls and like off of the like oxygen farm. These like, it's just like this black thick chitinous like structure that seems to be like almost like fungal in nature.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I've never seen anything like that, but it looks nasty, whatever it is. Smells funky.
And then, yeah, as you say that, it reminds you of that waft of like metallic air that you had smelled, that ore, that deep earth. And some of that seems to come also from the door labeled lab. But you don't see, as you look down, you just see like the kind of like narrow kind of like tunnel that's connecting these two modules, and on the other side through the door you can see a brightly lit laboratory and what looks like a clear passage that way.
Well, either we do this or return back, Cap.
Let's get what we came for and hope it's not in this room. Let's press on and try not to touch any more of this filth.
No, I agree. And keep your wits about you.
Opens the door to the lab, and you two kind of like cross in. As you like open the door to the lab, like just kind of like slowly, slower than normal, just kind of like slowly starts to creak open. And as that happens, you hear this like ominous rustling. And as you like slowly lean your head in, you see like a blood smear across the wall. You see like a puddle on the far side of the room. It looks like another double door that would lead to a moon pool. And then another door next to that just kind of like malfunctions ever so slightly. Looks like it's like somewhat caved in and can no longer shutter the way it once used to. The space inside seems in like an insane amount of like disarray. Things toppled and spilt over, as if a great fight had happened here. On the far side of the room near the moon pool doors, you see like a pool of blood and what you can only assume is like handprints being dragged through, almost like trying to grasp onto anything, leading into the moon pool. The door's now shut.
Nobody likes
see
this.
You see a pile of like some of the pressure, like a pressure suit that had been like hastily removed and cut off. You see it just says Paul on the name tag. You see like other piles of notes and computer, like the magnetic tape for research. You see bits of what you can only assume is the H8 glass that is kind of being held in these different types of jars, and you see all these different types of like pressure readings on these gauges. You see like one wall has like a small little blast chamber in it, that seems to be covered in flames. You get the idea that this is where they were likely testing H8 glass. And in one of those microscope kind of corners, you see some of that black material that was laid out on the microscope. It looks like in the days that have passed, it has like grown out beyond the plates of the microscope.
Immediately, I'd like to check out the suit that says Paul.
As you do, you kind of sort through it, as one is you. You sort of, and you pull out like different pieces. It looks like a work belt and like some coveralls that were like kind of hastily cut through to get this man out of this suit. You find the helmet is still intact, but just kind of like tossed to the side. You pour over all of his belongings. You do find a level 2 clearance fob attached to his tool belt. And with that, you just see standing on the other side of the room is the captain, just kind of like staring at the blood.
Hey,
and then
hey, look at me. Hey, you with me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we got what we needed. Okay, we can go back now. Just stay with me now.
Yeah, right, of course. Of course.
Hey.
Well, we're good. We're good.
Yes. Let's go back.
She kind of like looks into the like the moon pool. She just kind of like turns around and looks at you like, there's no water in here. She kind of like looks again. It's just steps. Looks like a tunnel was put here.
Tunnel.
You think this is the way that they've been traveling back and forth?
What do you mean they?
To the ship, the crew of the crew of this facility.
Right.
And her eyes kind of like look over into what you see now. There's like, where there were work boots before, there's like, like scientist little booties, like booty slips that slip over your shoes, kind of like stapled above the threshold of this other boot bay door. That's just kind of like malfunctioning. And she just goes like shock white. She panics.
I turn around and see.
Well, you can't see what she sees, but you can see her just go like shock white and stiff as a board.
Yeah.
She is panicking.
Okay. So she disregarded what I told her.
And you just see like the flashlight in her hand just kind of like vibrating in the like split of the door. What would you like to do?
Walk towards her, see what the hell she's looking at. Real casual.
She remains almost catatonic, and as you like, you're just kind of waltzing over there. Give me an observation check.
Okay. Let's go. I'm going to push it to increase a stress.
Yep. Take a 1 stress
with
die.
With my true grit, I will increase my stress, but now I have more. That's more like it. And now the stress die. Okay, so 3 successes with the first one, and then another success with the stress. So 4.
4 successes. My
Yeah.
God, what? Josh is back, I'll tell you, man. These rolls, This is crazy. Fucking,
That's why I pushed
this
it.
is like next level like plot armor shit.
I'm rolling a lot of dice right now.
Are you a cop? You have to say it if I ask.
No, we don't. I mean,
Actually, don't.
Yeah, you look into the Booter Bay, and you see those that large black things growing out of like a small cage. And as your eyes attune to it very well, what stunt would you like to take? Because that's massive. DC of 2, so you get 2. Get a double stunt.
I would like to be quick and flashy about it. And I gotta take a look at the stunts again. It's on 69 or no?
Yeah, that's just for that one. But
Nice.
it's in that area. It's 64 to 71.
So yeah, I'll be quick and snappy about it. And then what I see is obviously I'm going to show off a little bit. At first I was gonna act quietly, but then now I'm gonna freaking be like, okay, I need to show off and get out of there, grab her arm, and book it down the hallway.
Yeah, as you look in there, what you see is this tall, black domed, extended head creature, this smooth surface, almost skeletal, kind of pulling at the cage, and it just stops for a second and just turns as your head kind of dips in really quickly, and then it just you just see this the face of it lift up, this eyeless visage with these metallic teeth, just quivering with that clear clear goo, just kind of open up its body and just start hissing as these extended fingers just start raising up, and the tail behind it coming over its elongated head as it just kind of leans forward in this almost predatory position. I say for your for your show, as you grab the captain, let's go, and pull her, you knock over you knock over a microscope, which kind of collides with a chair as the chair kind of wedges in the a malfunctioning door. As the creature kind of comes forward, you just see it kind of get obstructed by that chair, not anticipating it, and it just starts pulling it apart. And as you're running towards the exit, you kind of pulling along the captain, who's still a little bit in her catatonic state. You see
We are leaving.
you see the ceramic tile of this module has been burned away, as you put together, likely by some of that likely by some of the acid. But there's also a smashed flask next to it that seems to have neutralized it. And you just kind of quickly take note of that as your foot steps on the broken shards of glass. You come out of the door. Is there anything you'd like to do before this creature pursues?
So what neutralized it?
It looked like some kind of chemical compound neutralized the acid.
Like a base chemical that neutralizes acid.
And I saw how it reacted and how it kind of just eliminated the burning process. Is there any way of quickly grabbing that?
No, I'd say you'd have to let go of the captain to do that.
And well, too damn bad. We are moving forward, pressing on.
Yeah, it was just hand soap. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys get out, and as you do, you kind of come out of the you come back into the power module. The door shuts behind you as you hear this horrible alien squeal kind of echo out. behind you and out filling the space. You guys keep pushing out. Give me one mobility check.
Yeah.
Because you're dragging along a catatonic individual.
As we get out the door, can I also use my maintenance jack to kind of like jimmy it like wedged or jammed?
Well, that'll depend on how well you roll for this mobility check to see how much time you have.
2 success, 1 panic.
Okay, roll that d6, add your total panic to it.
Ooh.
I'll grab the book.
Oh, God.
Just remember the words of Hitchhiker's
Things are getting stressed.
What was your stress? What was your panic total?
My panic total was 4.
Keeping it together.
Oh my goodness. Woo!
Deserves to steal this guy. Let's go.
But that adds 4 more onto my stress, right?
Wait, no. How that works is you roll a d6, you take that number, that acts as like your panic catalyst, and then you add your total number of stress to your d6 roll. So what was your d6 roll?
So the d6 was 4, so add 3 is now 7.
7. Okay.
Okay, sorry about that.
No.
That makes more sense, yeah.
You
Not that good at
develop
rolling.
a nervous twitch. But you were successful in your mobility, so you like kind of like stumble a little bit, and accidentally kind of like drive the captain into the door a little bit, and she just kind of like bounces off of it. But it like, and she like kind of like looks at you. You hear the lab door open up behind you. You kind of like pull her through the now open. This is the last channel between the power module and the mess hall. You kind of like come up to that door with your nervous twitch. All friendly PCs in short range of you, their stress increases by 1 because she looks up at you, and you're just kind of like fumbling with your jack as you like come into the mess hall, close the door, and like pry the jack in. You're able to like seal that door as you see it like move open and you like step back from the door. The rest of you kind of hear a little bit of the kerfuffle and
a distant yell of me.
And then you
have
just
a radio.
the captain is just kind of like and like holds up her gun to like the door, like dropping her flashlight.
Which means this is lit by Roger Deakins now for sure.
Yeah. As the flashlight spins on the ground.
Yeah.
What would you guys like to do? You just seen your captain nearly catatonic, clearly in the middle of the panic attack, and the roughneck Alain just come barreling through, and you're hearing loud, aggressive thumps on the door.
I shakily aim my gun.
What's happening?
I don't.
It's
You don't know.
It's here.
Okay, what's the plan? Run?
Where?
Okay, or tables. There's tables in the mess hall. Let's like lean them up against the door to keep it like. Can we like? Alain, what's happening?
The stories are true.
Oh fuck's sake!
We need to move now. Need to barricade ourselves. Move!
Okay.
Okay.
Against the glass viewport.
I just start.
And as you guys panic and look around, you're like grabbing chairs, like flipping tables. It's not a spaceship.
Chairs,
Nothing's nailed down. What a nice change. You drag this like heavy table across. You just look over and you see the shipping bay doors just as Jonas is just kind of like, nope.
Jonas.
What the fuck?
Boom, 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 boom. And like the big metal locks just come into the center and just.
He locked himself in the room with the elevator?
Yes.
What a cunt. Okay. Where is there out of character? Where is there to run from here? So we're like that was
the crew quarters or the med room.
Med bay.
Med bay. Because at least
Med bay.
there. I didn't look to see if there's any supplies. Let's go to the med bay. Let's go there now, and we'll barricade it. Bring some of these tables with us, and we'll lean it up against the door. I don't know. Like, do you?
You also have the level 2 clearance thing now.
Oh shit! Right. Yeah.
Oh shit!
The elevator. The elevator. That's what we've been waiting for this whole time.
It's coming down. It's coming down. We have to wait for it to come down before we can get in and go up.
How much more time do we have?
Correct.
Probably lots.
About an hour? An
You
hour
have
or two?
1 hour remaining.
Right. Fuck. Okay.
Last stand.
Let's go to the quarters.
Let's go to a new area. There's no reason to go back. Let's go forward. So let's go to the control room.
Yes. Good.
That's
Right.
perfect because they would have blast doors.
You guys run over to the control room. Boop. Level 2 clearance accepted. Welcome home.
Fucking go!
And as the door opens, like this is like a fucking closet with a 1-person desk and a computer. Like think like Mother, but like this big. You can fit maybe 3 people in here, like wall to wall.
Well, nice knowing you, Captain. I'm just kidding.
And she just looks around like, get in there, do it.
I go in.
Yeah. I mean, is there any other doors inside this little closet, or is this like because
It's just a tiny little room that is just
the
like
power supply room, the one that we heard the door open and the alien?
Yeah, that's why it's in between you and the power supply room. As it's like, as you see this like these metallic teeth open, there's like another smaller mouth, like extending and like just hitting the glass.
We can't. Oh, it's glass. Okay, I was like, we can't
Like,
see that, but
it's
I
like
hate
the
it.
viewport. It's like the viewport.
Okay,
It
okay,
represents your fear of femininity.
So if only 3 of us can fit, like Captain.
So is the captain sacrificing herself? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, basically, she's insisting that you guys get in there.
You have to stay with us.
No, I'll be right outside. I'll hide in the crew quarters. I'll be fine. Go.
Fine, let's go.
It's an order.
You got time to think, let's move.
And you guys just kind of like crowd in as you're kind of like sitting there. You're the first one in, Ivor. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I would like to sit down in the chair here.
Yeah, and you just instantly like pushed right up into the
all right.
like that.
Just enough hand room to start.
Yeah, click, 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 click. As you Winnifred kind of said, like, Alan, you're the last one out. You take one last look, and Captain kind of like runs over towards you, like, just go. I'll be fine. I'll be
Watch your
fine.
back.
Okay. I don't think Winnifred's gonna do that easily. I think you're gonna have to like force Winnifred to leave the room.
Yeah, and like as like the door's about to close, it just opens back up, and Winnifred kind of like reaches like, we can fit, and you start like pulling, and she just kind of like grabs your hand, and like kind of like just kind of like puts your hand to like her cheek, and then like reaches in her pocket and like gives you back your worry doll.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I know how much this means to you. Go, love, go. And kind of like touches your face and looks at Alain and like, do it. And Alan just
like muscle me.
Close the door.
And you just see that last look on her face.
Yeah. Like as the doors close, like Winnifred is like slamming against them, just like screaming the captain's name.